Keeping your WordPress website safe is important, especially as you're in the process of scaling your business and you have customers engaging with it. So let's talk about how to keep your WordPress website safe and what to do in case you start noticing suspicious activity. Hi there everyone, it's Tony, and in the 8 years of running my own agency, I've had 4 instances with some clients of my own on WordPress getting hacked or suffering from some sort of malware on their websites. And in all of these cases, the main reason for the malware even getting there in the first place was because my own clients would install some sort of weird and strange plugin that they thought they needed. And those plugins hadn't been updated in years. And this opened up the door to all sorts of nasty files that were inside our core WordPress system. But even though outdated plugins and themes are the most common way in which WordPress websites get infected, it's not the only one. There are several other vulnerabilities that hackers can exploit to gain unauthorized access to your website. One of the easiest ways to prevent security breaches is to keep your WordPress core themes and plugins up to date. If you're using a plugin or a theme that has been abandoned by its developers, it's time to get it out of our system. And this brings me to the first point, which is to choose reliable themes and plugins. When you're picking out your WordPress themes and plugins for your WordPress website, it's important that you choose reliable sources and developers. You want to stick to reputable themes and plugins all of the ones that come with Thrive Suite, for example. Our tools are constantly undergoing security checks, which is why I'm proud to say that, we offer well-maintained products. But it's very common to find quite the contrary on WordPress. There's 60,000 plugins out there for WordPress. It's not uncommon to find many of them that have been abandoned and that haven't received an update for years. So just be careful. And believe it or not, easy to guess passwords are another reason why a lot of people get their websites infected. Strong and unique passwords are essential for protecting your WordPress website. So stop using common passwords or easy to use combinations. If you're using admin1234 as your password, you might as well just put it up on your header because they're going to figure it out. Instead, just make sure that you're creating passwords that use a combination of lowercase and uppercase letters, a mix of numbers. Just make it so hard that you'll have a hard time remembering it yourself. And, it wouldn't hurt to consider implementing two-factor authorization either. Something else that you can do is to constantly be backing up your website, every day. Because if, in the event of a security incident, or a hack, or if you spot a nasty file on the core files of your WordPress website, having a recent backup can help you quickly restore your site to its previous clean state. Now, it's important that you still try to identify the origin of the attack, otherwise it may keep happening over and over again. But backing up your site is a good way for you to have a clean copy of your site so that you can get the bad files and bad people out of your WordPress core system. But just remember that it won't fix the underlying issue that originated the attack in the first place. I can vouch for Duplicator as being a good tool for you to back up your WordPress website in case you need one. Brute force attacks are also very common on WordPress, and they consist of trying to log in repeatedly on your website with different password combinations. Believe it or not, this is constantly happening. And if you have a security plugin installed on your website, you can probably see how there's bots and nasty crawlers trying to log in into your website all the time. They're just testing out different password combinations. But there's an easy way to stop these from happening, which is, using something like WordFence or Security. These are probably the 2 most popular security tools for WordPress. They will allow you to limit the number of times that an IP address can try to log in on your website. And you can also set up reCAPTCHA to further enhance it, as users will have to complete a visual challenge in order to be able to log in, which is something that most crawlers can't do successfully, which is cool. But you really want to install a security plugin on WordPress at some point or another, especially as you start scaling your online business. Not just to stop brute force attacks, but Security and WordFence and some of the other popular ones are, they don't just stop brute force attacks, but they offer various security features, such as scanning your WordPress core files. Most of them offer some sort of firewall protection, login security, and they will allow you to enable two-factor authorization on your website. So, they're just really good tools to monitor unusual and suspicious activity. Last but not least, I want to talk about hosting. Hosting is a big thing as usual on WordPress. Hosting is important when it comes to speed. It's important when it comes to storage, and it's important when it comes to security. Although I will say that, to be honest, most hosting companies out there, at least the big ones, have proper and strict security systems in place to make sure that no unauthorized user can access the backend of your WordPress website. But if you're running your own server using Vultr, which is something that I used to do when I had my own agency, you do want to make sure that you keep an eye open and have proper systems in place to make sure that you have a safe hosting environment. All right, with this video, I didn't mean to scare you or make you feel uncomfortable about your current security environment, but let's face it, if you are building an online business and you're starting to scale, I mean, this is particularly true when you're starting to scale, because that's the point where you've got, customers engaging with your website, you've got email addresses, you may have some other information. So you want to make sure that you're, keeping nasty bots and people away from your website. I mean, you will attract the eyes of nasty bots and users every now and then. And I thought it would just be a good idea to give you some pinpoints as to how to make sure you're scaling your online business in a safe way and keeping your customers' data safe and away from bad people. There's a link in the description box that you can click on to get Thrive Suite if you'd like a little bit of more information on our tools and how you can use them to build a high converting online business. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, I'm going to be down in the comment section below. It's been a real pleasure. Thank you so much for watching, for your time, and I will see you soon. Thank you.